Well, we're back for part two of our walk with Joseph, looking at things that he went through and then applying it to our lives. Um, and I named them, or these, from the pit to the palace. So um, we already started off with him being a favorite, them acting out, and then him being sold. And we looked at some different things, different point of views, and asked a series of questions for us to then consider. So now we're going to continue from that point into what happened next. And as we all know, after being sold, he was taken into the palace as a slave. Now here he is, working his behind off again, not exactly sure what's about to happen to him because as a slave, you just, whoever gets you, and whatever they do to you, you have to tolerate. Ain't too many people like that feeling. You ain't gonna do me what you want, when you want, how you want, and think you're gonna get exactly what you think you're gonna get from me after doing it. But he had to. So, sold, confused, hurt, lost, and God knows what all was just running through his mind. And I know he did not feel like he deserved any of it. Don't we all ask, like, what in the world just happened? Uh, this is some messed up junk. And many times we even want to attack God. What have I done to deserve this? Why have you forsaken me? Uh, there must not be a God. And then we just go into all these other spells because our mind plays these wonderful games that most time we lose from because we don't realize just how hurtful and dangerous these mindful games get. All we do is see what's in front of us and then we too act out. We already noticed acting out ain't the solution to your situation. Acting on it sometimes can be, according to what it is, but acting out in its frustration many times is going to lead you the wrong direction. It's like your child did something wrong. You feel, you just embarrassed me, and now I'm going to make you pay for it. Are you acting out right now in love? Think about that for a moment as we get back to where we are. Sold, slave, working his behind off, and decides now, you know what? Despite my position, I'm going to be one of the most loyal, hardworking, cautious, grateful slaves, and I'm going to stay true to my calling because I know God's got me. I don't know why he got me here, but I know he's got me. Now, anytime God wants to bless you, watch out because again, Satan wants to blast you. He don't want you receiving what God has for you, so he has to mess it up. And to mess it up, let's send Joseph a little beauty. That is the wife of his master, Potiphar. who feels very proud and powerful and privileged. So, hey, you're a slave here. You're going to do what I say, when I say it, how I say it, and you have absolutely no choice. Joseph chose a choice, and he says, I'm not doing that. Though I might get in trouble, I'm not doing that. And of course, she didn't just ask him one time. She kept coming back and coming back and coming back, because you see how Satan also works. Sometimes when he want to get you where he needs you, he send us a little subliminal message, and you might blow that off once or twice. Then he send maybe somebody else to add a little bit more to that subliminal message, and before long we're doing the junk we know we shouldn't be doing. But Joseph still said no. Now, she lied on him. Have you ever been lied on? I've been lied on. The suckiest part to me when I was lied on is looking at the other individuals in their face, not the one that told the lie, but others that should be actually finding out the truth. They seem to have no care in the world about the truth. They were happy with the lie. At least in my eyes, from what was going down and being said, they were happy with the lie. It was an opportunity. And they ran with it. And I said, you know what? If you're okay with believing a lie, I have no position to try to change your mind or do anything about it. You have the rights to your opinion. So I left it alone. The truth is always the truth, even if they don't believe. A lie will remain a lie, even if no one chooses to believe. So she lied on him. Got him in a whole lot of mess. Ain't that some junk? Now, if cell phones was around back in those days, evidence don't always tell the truth. One person could have came with their phone to say, look, he's lying, because I got a footage of him running out of her room with his clothes halfway ripped off. Joseph ain't no good. And then the next person say, well, I have footage of her always going after Joseph. Day after day, night after night. She's the one lying. Did either video really tell who was lying? But because of the evidence in the video, you can conclude either one of them is really lying, but you don't know. So the evidence doesn't always tell the truth. Now, here he is, having to face the fact that he was just lied on and is brought in front his master, who now has to correct the situation. How was the master feeling? Could he have now be feeling hurt himself, betrayed, confused, seemingly lost to the fact? He says, but you're a good man. You work hard. I see something different in you. And you will do this? Now I got to put you in jail. Well, I really should kill you because that's what should be done. But a little thing, sometimes um, some of us should really know better. And especially when you do, why don't we take the time to really look into things? Because you might just find out, like Pharaoh did. Wait a minute. Woman, you lying to me? So he didn't do that. But now everybody already was told he did. Look at the position you just placed me in. I got to do something to the man and he didn't do anything wrong. So Joseph still ends up, at least he didn't end up being killed. He ends up in jail, paying the price for someone else's lie. How many of us have been paying the price for someone else's lie? And do they really ever fess up to say, really, I lied. He didn't do that. Or she didn't say that. Or whatever the case is. No, we stick right there with it. Already said it. Whatever. Deal with it. Peace out. Come on, people. We need to do better. So now, here this man is. Again, consider how he's feeling now. He's done no wrong. He's been loyal. He stayed true to his calling, serving the Lord and serving his earthly master, and is now being put in jail for being a good guy and doing the right thing to end up in the wrong place. And everybody says, that sucks. Well, you know what? When God placed you somewhere, you might just find out it's not as sucky as you think. Because now, while Joseph is in jail, something happens. God uses him. See that? He didn't send him in prison to be killed, to be fed to the birds, to be beheaded, to be fed to the lions, to be harmed in any way. Joseph was confused because, again, he felt lost. But God, I love them words, but God, when he steps in, oh my soul, a whole lot of things changes. And the Lord says, though you had to do what you had to do because of the woman you're with, who lied, I'm going to show you just how good of a person you had in your house. Now you need him. Go send for Joseph. Joseph, I've been having a reoccurring dream and it's been tearing me apart and nobody can help me. Can you or your whatever kind of God you say you serve do better? Is that a challenge to God? The one who created you and everything you have, including gave you that dream that he knew you would have to call me to answer for you? Yes, he can. Ain't that some junk? So, let's back it up a little bit. The Lord might allow you to be placed somewhere that you're not comfortable with, like me being on this, or worse, and for you It's torture. Oprah is somebody that loves being in front of a camera. She was probably born for it. She probably came out looking for a camera. Pick me. Me, you're lucky if I even want to be in the audience with you on the camera. I'd rather just hear about it. And I'll stay way off in my own little world and I'm good. But when the Lord puts you somewhere, He can use you just as much as if He had you still in your glory days. You say, I used to be a top ball player. I used to sing. I used to play music. I used to. And now my knee's blown out and this has happened to me and I'm hurt or I lost a leg or arm or whatever happened. It doesn't mean God is done with you. He might just be placing you in a slightly different position so that He could use you in a slightly different way and then level you up. Why would I say level you up? Guess what happens to Joseph next? He is now brought to the palace. But this time it's not to be the slave working in the palace, but to be Afnak-Pharaoh, the man running it all. Again, just because of your challenges that you've had to go through, the things you have to face, and the ugliness of it all, it doesn't mean in the end you won't be even more glorified than you were before you walked through it. And sometimes the Lord put you through things because you're strong enough to make it through, to help the next person that isn't strong enough to make it through. So again, your test became your testimony that someone else get to say, if he made it, I can too. If he's doing it, why can't I? And if he was able to use by the Lord to level up like that, Lord, help me to level up. Be careful. Don't look, well, if you are looking at someone, don't look at their successes as a measure of your own, because we're not all meant to be and do the same things. But look at your calling, what's meant to be done through your work, your walk, your talk, through you. Are you complaining? Again, be careful, because while you're complaining, you're in the prison complaining all day long. I guarantee you, if you're leveled up like Joseph, are you still complaining? Why aren't you complaining now? In all things, give thanks. All things. The bad things too. Give thanks. Rejoice. He didn't say cuss me out until I bless you again. But then we forget all about all the bad things we did before the blessing set back in, and we just feel what? So are you complaining? And if you are, cut it out. Turn that complaint into something. I would say look for the silver lining, find the good in the bad, and then move forward with that. Because if you stay in the rut, think about that. You can't get out if you stay in it. If you're drowning and you're under the water, you gotta raise up to get out of the water. So you can't stay in to get out. You gotta do something different. And many times it requires us to apply ourselves just a little bit more. Do you know what God is actually trying to do with you, for you, while you're going through these challenges? And if you don't know, because nobody knows, that's why you're supposed to be acting on faith. I recommend, as you're going through whatever, good and bad, stop and still ask, Lord, what are you trying to tell me? What are you trying to teach me? What are you trying to show me? What do you want me to do? I'm sitting here because I'm still asking those questions. Do the same thing. Do you consider other people's point of views, other people's feelings, how they are being affected by the things that they're going through? Or are you just judging? That's not our place to be judging anyone in the first place. So are you judging people? And if you are, I would say cut it out. So again, in the first part, we mentioned, people always say, if that was me, I would do. What would you have really done if someone acted out against you, placed you in the worst position you could ever be in, and then you had to deal with it? So thank you again for taking this walk with me. We're going to be looking at more things going on, different subject. And again, hopefully we're learning as we go and opening our mind's eye as we go as well. And again, may the Lord bless you as we continue this walk together. And I'll see you soon.